I can already see this.
Yeah, it's pretty predictable. It has been since the start of Pro League. So Maestro likely here for the second choice.
Vitality banning Echo makes a lot more sense. Discuss it all the time. They're a very slow team to attack, but they're actually going to go for the Pulse.
That's always the surprise one, I feel like. Whenever it's something else, and it should be something else, Pulse is the one to come out.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that benefits them. I mean, that's a smart play from Vitality because Leon has been playing a pretty good Pulse on Coastline, especially when they're playing down in the bar. So I think that was a smart strategic pick specifically targeted at Leon. As they were saying earlier, he's been having a little trouble showing up sometimes, and that's definitely going to make it that much harder because that's been one of his better operators.
Yep, that is correct. But Vitality are starting off on the defense here on Penthouse and Theater. I'll tell you what, it's pretty good to be able to say all the callouts in English this time around. LMs will switch over to the AQ and Zephyr to the Dock. So they want to have something with long angles, so ACOG to contest those long angles.
Yep.
That will probably be seeing the attackers go on. You see hometown heroes. There's a reason why Paris loves Vitality. The French team has a ton of fans in every single esport they're in, and Siege is definitely one that they have a strong fan base in, especially in France.
Well, either way, at least some French players come out of this as there are 2 on Secret, so it won't be the last hope for France, but it definitely would be a little bit better for the audience here, I imagine, if Vitality can make this go. It'll be interesting, though, because Vitality generally have been doing better on attack here, but they're going to be the ones starting on defense. So they're going to be at a slight disadvantage, not such a big one, but they are going to have that Echo they're going to use themselves, which I imagine probably going to be used against them in later rounds.
Which makes much more sense for Vitality to try and win as many of these rounds as possible.
Yeah.
Because, again, their attacks... Oh, no! Alems will start it out! Zephyr will be their first to fall. The failed Dock spawn peak. Huge shot here early on for Team Secret, and Alems, just like Wilkie and Zoronic touched on the analysis desk, when this man goes ham, there's almost nothing that can stop him.
Absolutely, and I expect that from him. I think he's going to be a great fragger here, as he tends to show up, especially when other people don't. Should be a good one for him, but they have a lot of work to do to get in here. Now, talking earlier about how slow Vitality's on their attacks, Secret not as much. I would say they're a little more time efficient. We saw, for example, earlier Millennium losing a bit because of their time management as well. With all the pressure here, I think it is even more of a factor in a LAN situation like this to really have your time management on point, especially against teams that will absolutely exploit that, especially when you've got a Smoke and an Echo left.
All right. Well, last time these 2 butted heads in Valencia, IQ still had her grenades. So.
And then before that, Capital, who's here as well.
Actually, yes. Looking at the olden days of play, you have a very, very good point. But Leon Gids is this time playing on the Zofia. Usually plays the Buck or the Zofia. Both operators that lend themselves well to this. But we'll see the first bolt coming out. It's a firebolt, and Mipi gets the kill on Bride on the crossover to VIP. What a shot and prediction, pushing away the second defender from Vitality.
That is definitely key to getting this push started here. They're going to start actually opening up the wall from VIP on into the bedroom. That's going to put a lot of pressure, but I like this flank coming out here from Lackey onto Spark, but he's got to catch him at the right time. 2 phone calls are left, though. He has yet to make that call. Once he does, pressure's going to be on for those roamers.
Yeah, catch me if you can. Lackey definitely trying to hold on in hookah as long as possible. Is Spark right now. He's got a Nitro cell, but he has no info. And in traditional Vitality fashion, angles will be held for as long as possible. Yokai drone is sniped as well, so Rafael will lose that out. And the call comes in from Lackey. He has the information, but unfortunately, Spark rotates away. He's got a second outload to hold, and regardless of that, Lackey still hits the headshot. And now Secret very much in control as Bibu taking a lot of damage on the smoke. Rafael is down and taken out by Alems, and the call will come in. He's smoked, he's called. They know where he's at. He still comes out though, Bibu with 1 kill. And shotgun onto Lackey, 25 health left alive. Gas canister being thrown up to his opponents as Dizzy will finally put the diffuser down and then fall. Right immediately after that, Bibu with 5 HP left. He's watching the window, but Team Secret do not peek him. They know they have the advantage. There is absolutely no reason for them to get aggressive and frag hungry. To shut down the smoke, and Mipi just holds the angle on the window, gets the final kill. And Team Secret demolishing Vitality.
fantastic execution. You saw them almost kind of taking a page out of Vitality's book in this sort of slow push, methodical, let's get all those roamers cleared first. It did take a while for Lackey to take out Spark. It was definitely a little bit of a fight, but that phone call was well timed. He waited till the rest of his team was in position to engage, which is good because if you die too early, you engage too early, and you're lost at that point. Now Flank Watch is lost as well, and that's a tough spot to be in when you're really focused on making the actual push happen, which is of course difficult sometimes on the penthouse because you're forcing your way through one door most of the time, occasionally trying to come in through the bedroom wall as well. But in that case, they went for a plant in the corner instead. It was a good read by Bibu, knowing exactly where it was planted, getting that smoke kill, but too little too late. I did like to see his confidence, though, at the end of the round when he went to push out of the hallway. He was feeling very confident. He's like, you didn't see him panic when he was last left, and that's a good sign for
He
Vitality.
corrected his shots against the MPX of the Valkyrie and just able to hit it. Well, that first round very much goes to the way of Team Secret now. And again, it is the very, very first round of this very first map in the series. That's the attacking side.
Yeah, they're gonna try Hookah instead though. They didn't win it so Penthouse, so they can try it again. But smartly, they're gonna switch. Vitality, well known for doing that though. They will switch and switch. So I wouldn't expect if they lose this that they're gonna play Hookah or Penthouse. They're gonna play the third side. They just tend to do that. Although that becomes a little predictable for Secret doing their homework as well. So they've got to imagine Bar is probably up next or Kitchen. Either way though, it is downstairs, so they can think about bringing, say for example, a butt on that next round. So very likely to happen from Leon.
Vitality are setting up here. They have reinforced the hatch in Hookah and the side walls. So I wonder if they have some punch holes that they can play around here, as a lot of teams have been doing that by Hookah, and people doing it. No, there's just a complete angle that is opened up for rotations and to use to contest your opponents. They actually leave the wall soft in pool table coming in from Aquarium, and in a very correct position so you can get shots on the feet of your opponents coming in.
I definitely think they want to hold Aquarium for as long as possible, whether it be in the room or outside of the room, because that of course, yeah, is going to be an important control point for there. But I also got to imagine the walls are going to kind of give that away. Once they see what's going on with those walls, as you mentioned, and them being soft, that could also be taken advantage of. Leon, for example, could hit them with a lifeline charge, start to open it up, and have much better sight lines than just on the feet.
All right, Leon just holding the angle here from the office. And he might be expecting somebody to show up from the security room. No one just yet. The hole here has been pre-opened by Vitality, as they'll try to contest the blue stairs. Lems take down first camera. There's a player down, and that's Stizzy on the Havana.
Those peaks.
Yeah, they need to pick him up, but Zephyr playing a long angle here with the sight on his Jaeger. At least dropping one player, should be able to pick up Stizzy, but Lackey might be exposing himself a bit too much. Leon is dropped, and meantime, Zephyr finds the kill on Leon, but he gets shot down. Lems from behind, that Spark on the floor. The refrag, no, Lems again! Getting Zephyr out of play.
Might have to see a second pickup here if he goes for the reset, because Aleb's obviously being a very important fragger might be worth, I mean, they have plenty of time, and with a minute left, assuming they can get a little bit more control, but they do still have the delay operators to deal with, and of course, the mute jammers are going to make droning a little bit harder, as well as potentially deny some of that phone call.
All right, see the Yokai being taken out here by the IQ, and that's why teams will keep bringing the IQ, regardless of the fact that she has no grenades anymore. The amount of utility that it brings you is pretty huge. As they'll leave one Yokai to protect the side. There's one still alive. Correct myself here as Bibu lands the C4 onto Lackey. Brede turning around, realizing that they have a man advantage. Just watch for any potential pushes on the Hookah main stairs. Though the Yokai has been taken down. Brede getting the double kill with the gas canister. Mipi will have to run in. Gets shot down by Brede. The smoke play. What a play from Vitality as the whole room goes loud.
Certainly not a surprise to see Brede be the one to clutch that out, because he has been on fire this season as well as during the group stages. Definitely a man to watch. And playing on the smoke, it was interesting that they changed it up who was playing smoke that time as well. That flexibility definitely paid off that round, and it was again a good denial of the diffuser. It seems like the diffuse plants are being maybe a little too predictable in terms of that they're able to try and deny them. Obviously on the very first round they weren't able to deny it in time, but still nonetheless very close to that. There is that kitchen rotation I was mentioning, although this time they do have to rotate because they won the site, but still was going to be one or the other, meaning they're saving bar to potentially go 2, but usually teams don't go to the 4th one and more often 3 because you have to have so many strats for so many different operators potentially being banned. It's definitely an issue here, but either way, 1-1 is about what I would expect from these guys right now. They're definitely adapting to each other, and instead of just bringing a smoke this time, they're actually going to bring an Echo and a Maestro to deny a little bit differently, which is a very effective play on the site. You saw earlier, especially Adam's play from outside in the lobby, how effective that Maestro was, and that's going to give him more access to understand where the actual plant is going down. But of course, the Echo drone doesn't see through smoke either, so it's going to maybe they'll work together to be able to spot that for Echo.
And that is very, very true. Maestro Smoke Echo combo has been something we've been echoing ever since the start of Season 8. This is something you should look out for. It's a very strong anchor position in what is, for a lot of people, the season where anchors get to show up up there. It's not always, you know, just, oh, the smoke or, oh, the echo. Now you have three players that can not only anchor on the site, but also with the extra yokai or the evil eye support their roamers on the map.
Well, if they've spotted what the defender's lineup is, which of course it was not necessarily 6 picks, they're going to know that Zafir's going to be the one on an aggressive roam because they pretty much have, like you said, 3 site operators, 3 anchor players that can't risk their life too early, which means if you can hunt down Spark and Zafir early, chances are you're going to be able to push for site after that.
All right, maybe opening up the blue bar window and making sure there's nobody that'll peek him, as Secret have learned from their lesson. And not too long ago when they tied Supremacy 5-5 in Pro League on this map, it was all due to miscommunication and not having a drone put in the correct position for them to spot the rotations from Supremacy. But here, again, they learn it. They don't want to take any unnecessary risks early on in the round.
Well, they're definitely doing the good drone work right on the site itself, which is, I think this is one of the easier sites to be able to drone out to an extent, but they also have some idea what the positions are going to be on the site. So far, they're not really pushing for like delivery or anything like that, although it might behoove them to open up the door at some point just to put that additional pressure on the site operators to have to watch both. But in the meantime, Alems will be able to at least spot out the Evil Eyes and the Yokai drone. And that's a risk that Echo's going to have to take. Do I throw out both Yokais, potentially exposing their position to Alems or not?
All right, Zofia realizing there is a player in Hall of Fame. To be very careful. So you can't push solo. You need to wait until your teammates are here to help you out. Now there's Lisa Dokkaebi here. Give them info as Alems has set up right outside of the kitchen. Leon comes in, but there you go. He's just trying to burn the ADS before he uses his grenade. Blackie will get one though. That's off the rotation. Is Zephyr, no more Jaeger, but those 3 important operators on the site still available.
Well, there's still 2 phone calls left. It seems like Lackey likes to use it late in the round. He's also often their main Lion player when Lion's not banned. But in this case, he will be making those calls just hopefully before he dies this time. In the meantime, Brede falling to fire again. Wow.
Secret are pushing onto the site as Stizzy is trying to get the plant from above. Leon gets 1, gets 3! Leon, are you kidding me? A play on the Zofia from the window. Gets down the players on the VIP. They line up one by one in the Echo. You can tell at the end, Vitality did not have the information being relayed and communicated between the players, and the round going to Team Secret. But again, we'll say it as we will keep saying it on a map like Coastline. This is a map that favors the attackers.
Yeah.
So getting 2 rounds on the defense in total on your half is pretty all right. If you get 3, oh my God, you're gonna have a field day.
Absolutely. Well, thankfully, I was wrong in the sense that they actually are going to go to their 4th bomb site, Bar. So they're going to keep things interesting here. Some great plays from earlier as well. That last round, whew, some of the ones we also missed. Thankfully, we have the extra spectator slots, which is fantastic for events like this because there's so many kills you don't even get to see, especially when they come out so fast at the end, especially between 2 teams like this. There should be a very interesting defense here because the setup that they've been bringing on attack, I think, pretty much works for most of the sites, so they should be pretty prepared for Bar here. It's just going to be a case of whether or not they can deny that doorway long enough. But we've seen a lot more teams starting to take advantage of the blue bar not being properly covered in some of these matches, and I think they're going to have to make sure to have maybe an Echo drone in both sites just to make sure they have that.
All right, so Bibu will go in for the reinforcement on the left-hand side wall, as I believe the Vitality will reinforce the whole thing. Yes, they will. They at least leave out one side and reinforced by Rafal.
5 seconds left.
Just puts in his barbed wire. No, okay, they're going to leave one wall soft, and that's all the way on the left side. It's not something we usually see. Most of the time, it's all the way to the right or the one right next to it.
Well, that's a very 90-degree angle where you can use a shotgun, and I do think that's a smart play in terms of if you want to come around at the last second, start pumping rounds into there because they're stacked up at that doorway. That's a great way to do it. I would actually like to see them open up the top of that in case they want to chuck a C4 or smoke over that. You know, just that little top part would be enough to give them that access to trap them if they're stacked up inside that little room. But either way, like you pointed out, that's a nice, interesting strategy, reinforcing the rest of it.
All right, Zephyr up top in the aquarium. Will he contest Meepy? He just moves on next to him, and look the amount of damage done to Zephyr. Can't really do much now except for just fall back. Tail between his legs. Leon is waiting to pinch him out. Will the Jaeger drop down? Should be dropping right into the midst. His opponent, as Alems gets one, but Zephyr the trade on to Lackey. Somehow the Jaeger was still able to get the kill on Lackey, but the advantage in the hands of Team Secret. Spark having taken a lot of damage on the castle and is down on the floor.
They're going to have to make sure to finish him off because, of course, that could be a problem for them later as Spark is a good player and very clutch when he has to be, but not this round, easily taken out. But it was traded for Lackey, who, like I said, uses his phone calls so late, not going to get much value, but they've already taken control of Blue Bar, and they did have an Echo drone in here, it looks like.
Leon is just allowed to get into the site, but Bride is ready to clean him up. That's one for Bebu, as Dizzy will take down Bebu. So that's one eliminated there at the end. That'll help the Team Secret here in the attack. Stizzy and Meepy, last two alive. Tech crossbows are being used as Meepy will burn out Rafal.
That's 3.
He's left alive. There's a minute 10 on the clock, Devin. There's not much that Bride can do.
No.
It takes 20 seconds to recharge one Yokai Blast.
Well, he did at least get back into the Blue Bar, but this is a tough position. There's pretty much no way he can deny this plant.
No, all that Stizzy and Meepy have to do is just plant and hold the angle, possibly from the window. Stizzy is just taking his time. He knows he's got a ton to work with. Shoot, you can use your yokais as long as you want. There we go. That's the first one. Every day will have to contest, and it doesn't even hit as
Nope.
He was hiding right behind that B bomb site. Every day trying to find the angle on the Hibana. We'll get it. No, Meepy's ready for him on the Capitao. That's Team Secret winning round number 4 on the attack.
Both teams are going to be feeling very confident on their attacks because, of course, as you've mentioned, it is a very attacker-sided map. But if Vitality can take this round here, they will not be in the worst position. They'll be in pretty much, I would say, a standard position going into the round switch. But they are also very strong on attack, as I mentioned earlier. So I would expect this could easily flip around after this round. But Vitality, as you mentioned, need this round. And they're going to go back to Penthouse. Unfortunately, that's not the one site they won. The one site they won was Hookah, which they could go back to at this point.
Yep.
But I think they're just going to be looking to take advantage of whatever they learned last time. Crowd's very excited for this 5th and final round of Vitality's defense. Let's see if Meepy can get another Capitao Firebelt kill.
Capitao is a great op to use.
Yeah.
I'm extremely happy that teams now realize the value of Capitao as an op, being able to use those crossbow bolts that go through ADSs and are not burned out to burn out their opponents in the back. You can direct exactly where you want those smokes to go. You can also trap your opponents in positions they might think they're safe in, just like well, Vitality thought they were in the back of that bar.
I think it's a result of so many teams figuring out positions that are so tough to get people out of, and losing some grenades from some operators makes it so you need another way to get them out of there. Not to mention, of course, you have to deal with ADSs. The fact that you have some way to just get people out of a corner has really paid off, especially for Team Secret here. So I appreciate the high-level strategy of that. Plus, this Para is a pretty good gun. It's just people take a while to get used to it because it's maybe not as powerful as some of the other 3-speed attackers, but combined with the other utility, yeah, he's a great operator, and I think also has some good gadgets to come along with it in terms of placement. So I'm glad, like you said, to see his time to shine. But it's going to be up to Vitality to try and shut that down. Zephyr going for that dock again. I got to imagine that could be a potential spawn peek yet again. He's been playing very aggressive, and sometimes it's been working, but he's usually getting traded.
He's just going to barricade the hallway, so maybe this time he has learned his lesson. As Spark actually takes damage early on here from the spray of Elems. It seems like every single time Team Secret are able to ferry information to Elems, he gets something done with it.
I think I do that. Check that up to good initial drone placement as well, because they're able to get those picks earlier in the round. That means they know where the positioning is from the defenders, and they're able to anticipate some of these peaks and attempts.
Speaking of anticipation, we'll be opening up the hallway just to have some sight of where their opponents are.
Here
Spot
comes
the Jaeger. Yeah, that's the Jaeger in the back, and that's the best part of the tech crossbow. Damage has been done to Day, and there you go, easy kill. Combo of Elems and Meepy. Teamwork is on point for Team Secret as Elems from the back finds Zephyr rotating away. And this is why you should be reinforcing this wall unless you're going to use it to your advantage on the defense. Huge advantage here for Team Secret with 3 players left on Fatality.
Definitely a struggle when you have, there's 2 walls you definitely know you need at least quite a few reinforcements on, not to mention the hallway wall into theater as well. It is a struggle to manage those reinforcements.
And this is why we mentioned this map is mostly attacker favored, but the Echo of Rafale will get one. Excitors destroyed in the back as people will set up close in the penthouse. Watch for any pushes either from the window or coming in from Hall of Fame. If Vitality can get the second round on the defense, they'll be looking just fine in the second half, as round 6 is when these 2 teams switch.
I think if they're going to win this round, it's going to come down more to time pressure than anything else, because they're not winning a lot of these gunfights. They're really going to need to start to bait the Team Secret players into them to make this work, and the Echo drones haven't even been that effective as well, because Elems pretty much lives the whole time and is able to call those out. You maybe need to target him a little bit.
People getting shot from the side as Meepy's found the angle. Not close an angle enough to get the kill on him, but it should be more than enough here to burn Bibu out. No, he's somehow still alive in the back. The pistol being picked up by Meepy is finally will be able to get the kill on Bibu. Advantage 4v2 for Team Secret, though Echo's still alive and Yokais are still available. Rafale, he'll be switching over. No, he loses one of his Yokais. His lackey will try to come in from the back. Spark is watching the angle. He sprays in, but he can't get the finisher on Lackey. He moves in, gives away his position in the barbed wire. Lackey turning around, and Spark gets the shank. It's Lackey. Lackey down on the floor. Rafale maneuvering the Yokai around. 4 seconds left. No, did he get it up? The Habana is going to go back into the plant motion as Meepy will get one. He gets the second one, the Capitao. 3 kills at the end of the round, and Team Secret are just flying off the handle.
I feel like this is the most action I've seen from Meepy in a while. Now, Meepy is a fantastic player. Everyone's known him for a while. He's a very, very smart guy, fantastic player. But the way he's been playing Capitao has just been demolishing Vitality, that round especially. It's just the confidence, the angles, the plays, and the communication with his teammates, absolutely exploiting that information. You saw even the finish on the smoke with the pistol and the attempt from the fire. He has just been pivotal in picking people out, combined with the way Elems is getting the intel. It has been very, very difficult. But now that side switch, maybe we won't see that same cohesion from Secret. This is where Vitality need to exploit every single weakness that Secret shows, because, well, Secret know how Vitality play, and they can exploit that as well. Surprisingly, though, they're not going to go with an Echo. Instead, a sneaky 6 pick.
The Frost from Lackey. This is something we expect 100%. It's happened so many times, and it works well.
Yeah, some people side especially.
Yes, some people might be thinking, oh, what do you pick Frost? Is that a load up? No, she's actually a very good operator. The 9mm C1 does a ton of damage, and just recently got a few points of damage buff. So it's all positives. Plus, this is why he's bringing the welcome mat plus the bulletproof camera. We see the welcome mats are just here. They know Secret how slow Vitality are on the attack. A lot of times, Vitality don't have enough time to clear out the welcome mats before they get onto the site. The bulletproof camera on the reinforced wall will give them information on who's coming in without it being too easy to deal with that cam.
One more upside as well is that they have the mute to potentially jam some of those drones that might find those welcome mats. So that is going to give them one additional benefit in hiding those, although I can't imagine they're going to get hidden for too long. But that also might hide some of Stizzy's Legion Goo mines, which are, again, going to slow them down even more, which hopefully he's thrown a few on some of those welcome mats as well to finish off anyone who falls into that trap. They are going to, of course, just kind of clear out the general area around the door, set up claymores, get up on the roof to start to open the hatch, get things set up potentially. It's unfortunate they don't have a buck or anything playing here to be able to open that up. So it does surprise me that they're not going to play that at all. Just going to rely on using an X-Cairo, which could be useful potentially on that kitchen wall.
Let's see if they take control of the hallway and use that to their advantage for a push. As Vitality, realizing that there is the frost, will focus more on the blue stairs, the cool vibe stairs, and on the bar. But they would have to clean up any players that are left upstairs just in case. So they're already droning up. You already have Bibu and Rafal that are in charge of this.
They have to do it with somewhat efficiency in terms of the top floor because you have to clear out Bob. You have to with Leon going down so early. That's C4 off the board.
But he already had thrown the C4 up like 3 seconds earlier, and it did not connect with anyone. Yeah, unfortunately, you're using sound cues to check for the throws there on the C4. With no pulse, it's not always easy to get things done correctly. And there you go. That's one down. It's a huge player for Team Secret, as now explosives will get used to open even more holes. Team Vitality to use to their advantage.
Phone calls coming out as well. That's going to put Lems in a compromising position where they could try and hit him from above. And then Breacher is actually being used to start to open up angles here and bait shots out.
I wonder if Bibu is bringing breach charges himself, because we're talking about this, you know, some teams will bring a Twitch, bring other ops, and you always need some if you're not bringing a buck or other. Bibu, though, will get the second one for him in this round. He takes down a Lems, but Mipi with the refrag. Lackey coming around from the side, holding off the rotation angle from the blue bar as Spark opens up the window and make sure there's nobody for him downstairs. They'll rely here, Vitality on Rafal for the push. We enter the 42-second mark, and this is where Vitality come into a world of their own.
Well, they are going to drone on in and see those welcome mats that were placed in delivery. But, of course, there's that bulletproof camera as well to see them doing this. So they are going to be starting to get set up. You see someone on the bulletproof camera right now. Going to see those drones. They know there's at least one person outside that door. So this is where the smoke is going to delay them for as long as possible. Because, of course, time management, 20 seconds left, typical Vitality.
And not only that, but this is why the Frost pick plays to Team Secret's advantage. Vitality will have to rush in and play around with that, though. The jump in. They hit the bear traps. Lackey coming around from the side, and there we go. The bear traps work out fine. Rafal is on the floor, but he did get one more onto Lackey. 4v2 as the diffuser's not set, and the defenders will take it off of just time. Team Secret in the advantage again, and that's why you pick the Frost. It works so well.
Absolutely, especially when there's smoke covering it up, chaos like that. Him trying to throw in his candles. Yeah. It's definitely a tough spot, especially when you know they're playing Ying like that. The way they play that, you're going to be pushing and aggressive. There's that much more chance you're just going to run straight into a mat. You heard the goo mines go off as well. Unfortunate situation for them to be in that they had to push with such little time, but that is typical. One thing that I know was interesting is going back to the Rogue versus Secret match, one problem Secret had on defense was playing too passive. They were playing much more aggressive this time. It was not working as well for them. They did manage to get a trade. At least the one Mipi got was a nice pick. But it was being punished pretty well by Vitality in terms of those peaks, especially through the floor, not really working out for them. Maybe on the top floor, that's where we'll see that aggression work out, and I feel like that was the case against Rogue. Now that we're going to go to Blue Sunrise Bar, they still are going to have to be in a situation where they might want to keep that aggression in check, except for the people playing horizontal upstairs.
All right, tactical pause from Team Vitality. Hopefully it's not too little too late here. Would have taken it on the previous round on the switch up, but because Vitality couldn't get the second round on the board on their defense, it doesn't leave them with enough wiggle room to play this. And now they have to win the next 4 attacker rounds to tie it 5-5, take it into overtime, and try to play from there. But even though Vitality are notorious for their comebacks, Team Secret are definitely not going to make it easy. Yeah,
they're notorious for not letting you come back when they can help it. So it is going to be tough. I do imagine maybe one more round on the board here for Vitality, maybe 2. But the way things are going so far, I do see Secret taking this because they've been playing fairly well. It's just that last defense was a little shaky, but they had the time advantage. Those ADSs as well, I say, were a key player because they ate up 2 of the Candelas coming in, made it so that push was so impotent coming in. With 1 Candela, what are you going to do with that? And the bulletproof camera, guess what? Sees right through that smoke.
Maybe we can get Doc on that. I'll put out Stizzy in the meantime. We'll play the Frost yet again. Mipi right now on top of the board with a Lems right behind him. You know, you would say that it's very top heavy on the side of Team Secret, but everybody's been doing their job so well that you have two people, and at this point, all they have to do is get kills off of. They're not leaving anything for the rest of their teammates.
And these aren't even the usual top two. These are usually down towards the bottom or middle. So these players showing up just means even better for, let's say they die early, the other guys will show up as well. I expect good things. I'm interested to see if that frost map behind the bar especially pays off, because a lot of teams will aggressively vault that bar, trying to kill the person behind it. They might get them and then get traded.
That is only one trap that is set, and even a barbed wire on the board to slow down. Look at the amount of wire that is set up here from Team Secret. That is definitely not something you see nowadays, especially the fact that barbed wire is nowhere near as efficient as it was over a year ago.
Well, that's definitely going to slow down Rafael if he tries to go for another Ying push in with those Candles, which of course will, most likely still get eaten up by some of the Jaeger ADS. It does surprise me that Bibu doesn't do a better job maybe burning some of those ADSs. Might be using too many of those lifelines elsewhere in that case, but they are bringing pretty much the same lineup they have been for the most part. They're going to need Brid to do a little bit of work in terms of identifying the gadgets, but you got to keep in mind those welcome mats, not spottable by IQ.
All right, Afal just taking down cameras early on. Default cameras being shot down left and right by Vitality. We hit the 2-minute mark as Zephyr switch to his drone as well. They want to make sure there's nobody sitting upstairs. That'll slow them down. They do hit the mute jammers. They're played by Team Secret. This is why you need that Frost plus mute combo, because Frost on her own is not as effective as you think. You need the mute to deny information gathering from the attackers.
Absolutely, and any information you can deny is really, really strong against Vitality, because they rely on good droning early on to really trap a lot of the roamers and be able to kill them early enough to have time to push at the end. And if you, the more you can slow that down, the more Vitality are left in a tough situation from flanks, from roamers at the end.
All right, call should be coming in here, and it does. Leon with the C4 being pre-placed does not connect. Puts himself side of the Sunrise bar to contest the window, as Quide in the meantime is trying to shoot down any drones or any cameras that have been preset here by the Valkyrie. Does have breaching charges as well. Valk, Lackey, looking for a position with the C4.
Defenders very smartly playing back on the site here to force them to not have any man advantage when it comes to the actual attack. None of the C4s connect, but they open up angles and 2 kills traded.
Bibu will still get one more here onto Lackey. It's an advantage for Vitality. 4v3. The Valkyrie and the Mute have been taken down. There's still the Frost on the site, as well as the smoke. Start throwing out his gas canisters. Now Vitality, 25 seconds on the clock. They will find the kill. Zephyr coming in from the back. The cool vibe stairs, though the kill will go for Elems. Stizzy, the SMG to play a bit of a longer range. There's 13 seconds left on the clock. Vitality need multiple positions to push into the site. And you see the deployable camera already been set on the bar. That's 1 kill for Stizzy. Now a 2v2. Bride though coming around from the back. Elem's trying to clutch this one out, but Bride at the last second, he'll land the kill. And Vitality survive for 1 round.
That was definitely a lot closer than I imagined Vitality wanted it. Elems had a big advantage there, but unfortunately just the timing absolutely working out in the attacker's favor. But that was not what you want to be in a situation with Vitality. But if they can just kind of pole vault, so to speak, off of that momentum they might have gotten from that round, now it's going to go to Hookah, which is a different bomb site than the previous two. So not going to be the same attack strategy. Nope, they're going to switch it up to Bar. Again, try that one more time. That's I mean, I think that was a fairly effective bar defense. The big problem was Meepy dying left them unable to deny a little bit longer. I feel like had Meepy been able to live a little longer, that might just not have worked out at all for Team Vitality, just because the push in would have been so ineffective at that point. But a great play overall. Unfortunately, those frost mats didn't manage to catch anyone on the way in.
Unfortunate. And I'm not sure if they were droned in at the end or just Vitality didn't have enough time to push in onto the bar. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I guess the barbed wire was a bit of a giveaway, potentially.
What surprises me is the lack of 6 picks from these guys as well. They're really not trying to surprise too much outside of Frost. They're pretty much just trying to play their executes very, very well.
And they're very good at it. This is something we mention a lot of times when we watch Vitality. They're not a team that have reinvented the wheel. They're a team that have been so good at executing the same strategies over the past year and a half that ever since they joined PC, basically,
Yeah.
that they have perfected them. Teams are afraid to play default strats against Vitality because Vitality are so good. Wilkie mentioned you'll scrim against them, you play against them, and all you'll see them doing is holding angles for ages. Other teams were scrimming them as I was talking to these guys, and they were telling me, I was surprised. There was 10 seconds left, and there's still someone holding Oregon Tower angle from the outside, and he got the kill on me. And I just don't know what to do against that kind of play. It's not something that you're ever prepared for when playing Siege, because no other team does it.
Thankfully, Secret have played them enough to have some idea how to play against this, though. And I like to switch up in terms of reading, like, well, because of how slow the execution was, the Frost didn't actually work that time because it had to be too deep into sight. And they've switched up smartly to the goo mines instead, which is going to help them get a little more information on where they're playing around upstairs and be able to help counter them, especially when LM's being that deep roam that he might go for this time.
I love the punch holds from Stizzy playing in the kitchen. Can use those to his advantage, and his mindset is basically, have had the talk with him, basically like, have as many punch holes as possible, make sure that your opponents don't know which one you're going to peek from. It's just, you know, whack-a-mole, game of whack-a-mole.
You just have to be careful that you don't put too many that you accidentally expose your body before you peek the right angle, but if you know what you're doing and you practice those, absolutely agree.
That's why they're alternating, that's why they're not all in one line. You know, the three levels are alternating throughout here. But we'll see Prite upstairs on the IQ, making sure there's no utility that's been preset by the defenders here. He does have the utility of the breaching charges that he can use in VIP if need be. But for now, Vitality are taking their time.
So far, all they're really spotting is the mute jammers, which they could try and take down from above, which will make them much more able to drone. But when they go to do the actual droning of the site here, there will be a lot less time left. So you got to be careful about this. Unfortunately, not landing shots. You heard the metal bars get hit. Finally, though, getting the mute jammer will definitely help their actual execute if they can clear enough of them.
Yeah, and that's why vertical play is so important, especially with a team like Vitality, who's so reliant on execution. And what does execution require? Information. Half the game. And speaking of information, it's Leon. A blast Vide to smithereens. He takes damage from the window, but he's still alive. Just dropping in. Can he find the angle with the mute? No, he cannot. So Rafal is ready to take his head clean off. The Claymore from Rafal will work out in the way of Vitality. Alem's blown up.
Well, that is just one member dead, but Leon is pretty close himself. So far, this is starting to fall apart a little bit, but time management again. Vitality going to be a little bit slow as they do not have a whole lot of downstairs control.
Lucky is set in the back. Candela's first set, second set have been thrown in. There's still one used. You see frost traps are still a possibility in Vitality's head, and they're unsure if somebody's going to go for a run out from the blue bar. So Rafal is watching the angle. 15 seconds left on the clock. They'll need to push in. The smoke's playing in the back of the bar as he chucks in one more gas canister. Bibu finding the shot onto Meepy, but Leon will refract. Somehow still alive. Blackie with one, but it's Leon with another. Bibu last alive here in the 1v2, and Leon in the back finds the kill, and Team Secret will put map number 1 on the board.
Definitely a tough fight for them, though, as it seemed like Vitality were ready for a comeback there. I felt like that was going to be pretty close. Bibu with a very nice drop through the hatch and a great kill there. Typical play for them is just they execute from all sides pretty much once it actually comes down to the push. So I think they were expecting more of a push from the doorway, and that worked against them. And they did again lose Meepy before he was able to deny too much, but look at his score. He definitely showed up for his team there. Alems also as expected. Leon, not too much of a disappointment this time.
10-9, 7-2-3. Secret definitely showing up on the board, but it's a very similar story on the side of Vitality. Vitality in general is, even if you look back at Season 7, they will get the frags, but they are not able to translate those kills into round victories, and that is what matters at the end of the day.
Absolutely, but we'll see if they can manage to pull off Consulate here, because Consulate should be interesting, as Secret have played it once during the group stage and won very convincingly, but we have yet to see Vitality play it during this. Now, of course, you know, they might have played it during the Pro League, but that isn't always relevant because teams are going to play very differently. Yep. Although, as you said, Vitality are a team more of refinement than of surprise. So it could be a case where Secret might have the intel that they need now that they have a more dedicated coach to provide that extra strat, that extra analysis to bring to the team so the team can make the right calls at the right time. So we might even see, if Vitality comes out ahead, a tactical timeout come out to call out for some more of that information.
Yeah, and it does make a lot of sense. You can of course use the tactical timeout to your advantage by slowing things down for your opponents, even if you are ahead, to make sure that you can concentrate on these strategies that you're looking to execute. And you see Vitality's coach, Bios, is right behind. Actually, he used to play a while ago. Actually, his last tournament was against All Authority when they played in the French Nationals, where Mocket were actually victorious to qualify to this tournament. And right after that, he stopped playing, retired from play to coach here with the team. Of course, they do have Heavens, their player manager, and Liliun, who are both present here.
He also has a former teammate casting here as well. Furious. Yeah. So it's good to see, even when they retire from the game, they're still part of it.
Yeah. France is one big family in terms of esports.
Especially this one.
Yeah, not the Game of Thrones style. But on the other side, it's Team Secret, who have Helby, our French-Canadian friend, who's here and helping out the team after Farrell, their old coach, had left to join the ranks of G2 as support staff with Shas.
I hope that means that he can yell at Stizzy and Ella in their native language if he needs to as well. It's like when you use someone's full name, you know, it's more.
I mean, don't say that to French people, because they'll tell you French-Canadian doesn't even count.
Yeah, right. It's the white trash version of French language, is what I've heard. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've heard some people not too happy with that, the Quebecian French. Either way,
I love the accent. It's very raw.
It's fun. Yeah,
it's very raw. That's for sure. But very raw and rugged, just like our buddy Intero from Canada. But here, Team Secret Vitality are getting ready for map number 2, Consulate, a map that favors Vitality in recent playtime.
Now, of course, that was their map pick, or that is their map pick, rather. So Secret won their map pick, and that's probably why you don't see the coach of Vitality too stressed out looking. He's like, okay, they won their map, no big deal. We can win that, and we can take Oregon because we have a good Oregon as well, and we know they have a good Oregon, but both these teams too. So just because you're feeling confident that you can win your map doesn't mean Oregon's going to be anyone, you know, an easy game.
Sorry, we can deal with it. We'll go to map 2, we'll play the Consulate, but what you need here is a lot more team play on Vitality's site. Because of the mute picks, it has caused so much damage to Vitality that they're unable to get their head around the site and wrap their head around the site before they go for a final push onto it. And the execution, whilst it always is slow, is just unable to translate to a victory. But ladies and gentlemen, we load into map number 2, Consulate, between Team Secret and Vitality. I'll remind you that Team Secret are leading the series 1-0. Vitality putting themselves back in the game. They reset, try to remove the stress from their heads as we head into the ban phase.
No, they had banned Blackbeard last time they played this, which is not a huge surprise.
Makes sense.
We'll see if they feel like they need to against the Vitality players, but Glaz is a bit more of a threat, I suppose, in this case, and that's more a typical ban for them. So that means the Blackbeard was probably a target ban last time.
Yeah, a bit of a target ban as well on Zephyr, as the crowd is singing out here for their hometown heroes. Buck will be banned out by Vitality, so defense on Garage is going to be much, much easier.
Yeah. No Thermite ban, though.
Unfortunately.
Would be interesting, but
at least they won't have to worry about flanks.
Yeah. And that is going to mean Leon is not going to be able to play that, but Echo, of course, being banned by Vitality, something we talked about earlier, is a good choice. It still means Mute's available, but in this case, Echo is definitely a strong one. But Mute is also very good in the Garage, as you were talking about. The French, very excited here.
It's the French national anthem.
Yeah, there goes Valkyrie as the last
enfants de la patrie. There you go, la Marseillaise. So it's great, but you know, last time we sang this, it was with Mocket, Millennium, and even, what is it? It's a mix of Team Secret at the end in Valencia during the World Cup football. And it was pretty cool to see. You see,
this is similar, right?
Yeah, this is pretty much it. This is the grand stage for Siege, at least until we get to 6 Invitational 3 in 2019. For that, though, so round number 1, Thermite and Habana both being played. Nothing surprising at all from Vitality, and Spark on the Blackbeard. The switch around, though, from Rafal to the Ying.
He's been liking that. I can't say it's been terribly effective, though. Maybe we'll get a different result here on this map, but either way, it's a tough one to fight because you have to get into the right position to be able to execute off of it. Otherwise, it's just someone running into a room to die. We even saw some trouble from that earlier in the last match, where especially Slash would run into the room and just, well, get shot from all the angles. It's a tough operator to play without the right intel on the positions of the players in the room. We are going to see Spark on that Blackbeard, though, something he is very strong on. Not too big of a surprise there. Surprising, though, that Bibu's going to go with Sledge instead of Zofia, just because he's generally very good at that role, especially on this particular map, and especially with Castle in play here. But he still can, of course, come up and just slap those down with that Sledgehammer, if need be, but just a little bit riskier than doing it with the Lifeline.
It is fairly odd to not see a Zofia being played on attacking.
Yeah. Maybe they'll change up next round, though, but either way, we'll see how Bibu plays. He's still going to get 2 grenades to use, though, in addition to a very nice set of guns and some good utility to clear down soft barricades and walls. And, of course, open up a window or two for a nice breeze here to try and push on admin. But Stizzy's going to actually hang out, looks like, in admin. Try and go for a little bit of pinch, opening up some angles for himself. But this is a dangerous game to play without the right intel, and he still has an ADS in pocket, which is also risky.
And not surprising as well that the mirror window has been set up in the back by a printer room. Spark, in the meantime, will move around and try to play admin. He wants to support his teammates on this take. They will need equipment from Rafal for this push, but that's the point of Team Secret playing it the way that they are with the mirror window. Let's waste as much of that precious utility from Vitality as possible, and we'll pull back. The mirror window, we don't need more than one really on the site. You can use one in here where Lems is. You can use another one in the bathroom, but the bathroom one, you do it in a way where you look into the bathroom, and here we go. Grenade from Bibu, neutralizing Stizzy. No more Jaeger. It's odd. It's very ironic.
Yeah, I hope
that,
he didn't die with the ADS in his pocket,
yeah,
too.
I think he was worrying about grenades.
It's too bad it can't just still work from your pocket, right? Just to protect just you as you move around. That'd be an interesting buff. Either way, though, that means the window's going to come down pretty soon here as Brit is starting to take a lot of angles opened with that the X-Kairos. So they are going to have to abandon chip on their admin defense, but they've managed to burn it a minute and a half, so this is not terrible. I mean, it is a bummer to lose Lems, as he is a very strong player, especially on the Jaeger, but at least they're going to be able to defend this a little bit better on time. Or, I'm sorry, not a Lems, but Stizzy. I'm used to a Lems playing it.
That's actually a very good point.
Trying to trick me. He is playing a Bandit, though, which can play slightly similar in the sense that you're also a 3-speed, fairly effective at roaming, and you don't necessarily need to Bandit trick or anything to sight, so.
It's all about now taking control of the service stairs and holding on to the hallway. As you'll see, Vitality have come on in, and Spark should move around to the balcony. And there you go, that's indeed what he'll be doing. I wonder if Team Secret will try to pounce on that opportunity or play more defensive around the site. The interesting thing is that Team Secret did not use their second mirror window early on and position it directly onto the console chamber. They left it in the back pocket of the mirror until they knew where the attack is coming from. And because it's admin take, they have it looking from connector room into the meeting room.
Smart. Now the wall, though, starting to get open in Projector. A lot of pressure coming on Meepy. He's got to hold this so tight for 12 more seconds.
Gas canister perfectly thrown in here. 8 seconds on the clock as Meepy tries to find the angle. He'll get one, two there for Meepy as he just opens fire with the shotgun, blinded completely. Bibu with one and not enough time. The round will go the way of Team Secret, and Vitality frustrated. You can see it on their faces. Secret looking great in this one. Time management, always a problem for a French team.
Excellent play by Meepy, reading into that. If they're low on time, what are they going to do? They're all going to push through the same door. So blind or not, just pumping that shotgun using all the rounds he has, that's the right way to play. They got one.
You're going to be blind anyways.
Yeah.
Might as well do something.
It's not like you're going to miss. So it's definitely a great, I mean, I guess if they somehow manage to sprint in between the pumps, but otherwise that is that was a great play in holding that off along with the smoke canisters. So overall, time management not working out for Vitality, and that is unfortunate for them because they had a good admin take. It just took them way too long to execute it.
And that is also counting the fact that Secret lost the Jaeger early on, possibly to a mistake that, there was really nothing there to protect him. No ADSs. He's the Jaeger. He should have an ADS if he's going to play in that admin area.
Well, this seems like an interesting choice here. On Garage, they 6th pick off of Thermite to Lion. Well,
unfortunate.
I do wonder if maybe they were thinking next would be Lobby. Obviously, they had to switch sites, and there are only 3 sites, so it either had to be Lobby or Garage. This seems like the riskiest time to have gone without a Thermite, because then there's a 50-50 chance they are going to be going Garage. I mean, it's not like you can't open it with X-Kairos, but that is, you're definitely going to be much more likely to use those on hatches to give yourself the ability to play from above. From the Garage hatch, for example, is a big one, as well as the hatch that you just saw there in that circle desk. So, yeah, I mean, they may leave the hatch in the bathroom soft if they want to rotate it themselves, because looks like you might have a mute playing there, or at least going to set up for someone to play in there. So, definitely possible that you could get away with not needing X-Cairo for that. But again, they are forcing themselves to have to play this attack a certain way. And that means playing for more of a cafeteria attack, which of course, once the garage door is not open after a certain period, they're going to read into that and adjust their defense accordingly if they didn't over-aggress on Rome.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, Team Secret are bringing a Mira. So they can do exactly what they did on the previous round and not use the second mirror window until they know where their opponents are coming from, and they can just set everything perfectly to counter an offensive play.
Just to mess with me again, of course, Lens and Stizzy have switched roles yet again. Back to the Jaeger Bandit, so God bless them. But Rafael, I like the fact that he's taking advantage of the line not being banned for once here, so they're going to take advantage of both a line and a Dokkaebi, which means when it comes to execute, if both of them are live, their execute will be more effective because, of course, the people will not be able to move and their positions will be given away. So defenders are going to have to try and target at least one of them if they can, or at least kill Spark, so he's not going to put additional pressure on.
For now, nothing really out of the ordinary as, there you go, late Mira positioning from Leon Gids. He's playing in the bathroom. Now, he has not opened up the side of this wall, and as I say that, there you go, ITA and the C4 being thrown in, unfortunately cannot take down his opponent. Moving into him, ADS is protecting the Mira for as long as possible here from Leon, as him pushing out of this bathroom seems to be a very complicated potential matter. Bibu still has 2 fragmentation grenades to use. He has that big old sledgehammer. Try and use to open up a hole. Chuck a grenade through it, doesn't matter.
Oh,
but
no.
the team kill from Bride. Bibu going down, 2 players holding the very same angle. So the Mira's lost for the sledge that has still had 2 grenades in the back. Spark, the C4 being thrown up on top, but he's still alive. He pulls back and Stizzy tries to contest and takes damage. A 50-50 here for Spark and Stizzy.
Well, they still have all 3 of the really powerful operators alive here and are going to be able to open up at least some of the garage. Looks like they might have to vault in, but still, there is flashbangs left both on the Habana and the Blackbeard to try and at least stun them as much as possible. Unfortunately, ADS is, though, catching those. This is going to be a tough position to fight here, but Secret do have some good positioning, and Smoke still left. There goes the Blackbeard.
Yeah, Lems will get one on Spark to take him out. Still playing behind the white van is Stizzy on the Bandit. Advantage for Team Secret with 26. Oh my God, Stizzy again for the second on Tarrafal as they trade a 1-1. Secret still have gas canisters available. Lackey, of course, on the mute. It's Lem still playing the yellow stairs. Gets shot from the back of Zephyr as he opens up the doorway. 10 seconds left on the clock. As Zephyr moves in, he gets shot down. The smoke is the finisher. Bride, though, jumps on in. 3 seconds in. Go for the plant, Bride. He has to set it down. There's still 2 alive. Lackey and Meepy. C4 to the back, and boom! No, he doesn't find it. As there we go. Meepy to get the last one. So much time, and Meepy so happy with his team's performance as Team Secret put the round on the board. The Habana laying on the floor.
A great attempt. Those yellow stairs, though, definitely seem to be a big struggle for them. Kind of led to their death. And again, bottlenecking themselves to not really approach from the garage, or not even open it early, which they could have done, left them in a tough spot. But also, got to say that team kill obviously didn't help. You know, hey, thanks for sledging open the wall here. Like, now I'll just end your life.
Bye-bye. You've done your work. It's like a heist.
Yeah. Well,
make sure you tied up all the loose ends.
You don't want to share the profits. Well, either way, though, they do know what the bomb site's going to be now. As I mentioned earlier, there are only 3 bomb sites. Now that they've won the first 2, lobby is predictable, so they don't need to worry about bringing either of the hard destructors here because they are just going to be able to pressure from above once they get in. And most of the time, those hatches are going to be soft or open, so you don't need to worry about any kind of hard breachers at all. And they're going to take advantage of that now to have Rafael on that Ying again and still bring the Lion, Dokkaebi, and Blackbeard. Hopefully, Bibu get a little bit longer this time. But either way, the sneaky Jaeger there. So that is a good response to seeing the grenades.
I mean, it kind of makes a lot of sense. You need...
Oh, yeah.
You're going to play from the top floor if you're defending on here in the lobby. So you need ADSs to help you. The Pulse as well is a huge, huge operator to have on. And as you can open up the side hatch in the closet in the lobby and play that Pulse from the server stairs. Chuck up C4s the instant you know your opponents are pushing in. Smokes are very important for the attacking side. But with that kept in mind, Zephyr the Dokkaebi here, who does have smokes, will have to most likely focus on clearing out the top floor.
Absolutely. And interestingly enough, a lot of change-ups here on the defense here coming out from Team Secret. They are going to have the pulse available this time as it's not banned on this map. So Lackey actually going to be jump on that, and Leon instead going to pick up the Maestro, and then Alems, oddly enough, on the Rook. Now, we had seen some dock peek attempts and stuff like that in the previous map. Could be a Rook spawn peek trying to show off for Caster over there at 6 cluster to see if he if he's taught anyone anything, but so far it doesn't look like spawn peek's coming out yet. But I appreciate the thought. We'll see if those ACOGs pay off for him, especially if he's going to play the infamous Rook Roam.
Let's see, Vitality all set outside. Open up the lobby doorway. Players even running your Pro League skins, especially here on the Blackbeard. We've seen a lot of the Zofia. Those are not out yet.
Oh,
but
no!
You know what's not out of the fire just yet? It's Spark. Leon from above finds the kill on the cross.
Wow.
And that's a free kill.
What was
Team
that
Secret.
angle, too?
You expect people that are playing from up here, but not the Maestro.
Yeah.
But still, Leon finds the angle.
And that's not the only ACOG, too. They've got to contend with the ACOG of Alems on Rook.
A potential run out here from Leon is, of course, everything is prepped for him. Stizzy in the main hallway downstairs, protecting the bathroom and the lobby jump in. See, still, Lackey, this is exactly what we're talking about. Server stairs. What do? You put the pulse. You open up the hatch and chuck up C4 if you want. You can also rotate from the yellow stairs, and you have a beat on everybody. There you go. That's the hatch. You know exactly where Vitality will be pushing from. It is so complicated to push in without having cleared out your opponents.
Yeah.
And right now, Vitality are just taking way too much time sitting outside. They are doing absolutely nothing except for droning. But
wow.
Zephyr find the angle on Alems and take down that ACOG on the Rook.
What'll be interesting is when the smoke actually comes out here, Glaz will be able to see through it, but so will Maestro, and Lackey will be able to get the identities and positions from below. So it's going to be a tough plan.
And this is what you need. You want to push the pulse to the back. And that's why Bebu has come in from the side. Day will have to come in as well from the front door. And he finds Stizzy, but can't get the shot. Stizzy's on the floor as Day will get the plant down. Meepy chucking in his gas canister as he gets the kill onto Zephyr. C4 thrown out. And Bride goes down on the floor. The diffuser is set. This all up to Bebu. Here for Vitality. The star player goes down to Leon. And Team Secret with a third round on the board.
That was an unfortunate attempt. Let's execute on the door without really having map control. Not a great play, and that was the problem. Their smoke attempt, was helped by having the global ops, but it was so countered by everything else played on defense.
Smoking.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, Vitality the one getting smoked pretty hard here so far. 3 rounds in a row, all 3 defensive sites have been won. That means Vitality looking like they probably call in a tactical timeout to go, well, let's not repeat what happened on Coastline, because not looking too likely to make it to Oregon the way things are going so far.
Yeah, and this is pretty much the perfect moment for Bios to call this tactical timeout for Vitality, to go back and talk about the mistakes that have been happening here from the team, because they seem to have just not found a way to break Team Secret's hold on the defense, no matter the site.
Well, they're going to have to do something different here. They have an idea which bomb site it's going to be next, right? Because generally teams will go through their same rotation, so console likely to be next. But you also don't have a choice in this situation. Because of the 3 bomb sites, you're forced to console, which means they can prepare yet again without the thermite, and then know that, well, Garage is next if they're in that situation. But there's no next because this is the last defensive round. Or no, I'm sorry, the second to last defensive round. Yeah, so there will be just one more after.
This is already 3 rounds. Is a good position to be in if you're Secret here on the defense. We'll see if they can put that 4th one on the board. That would be huge for our mixed European team with 3 Brits and 2 Frenchies on the squad.
Well, looks like a similar lineup here coming out from Vitality if they own 6 pick off of it, as well as Secret pretty much playing what they did before. This time, no hiding the mirror, which is going to be expected for that admin defense along with the castle. Yep, no 6 picks, no secrecy needed. They just need to execute better on this admin attack if they go for it. They do have spark to pressure from the window. If they want to even go for a yellow stairs take, they could potentially switch things up a little bit. Great scores coming out there from Team Secret.
I'll remind you that the winner of this matchup will go up and face against their European rivals of G2 Esports. Their old Pentel lineup with Fabian and the team. The other side of the bracket, we're still awaiting EG versus NIP. That will be our final matchup of the day, and the winner of that goes against Rogue. So here, Vitality with a lot of pressure on them. Hometown crew, Team Secret don't really have to worry about too much. They've already done a lot. This is a team that was formed a while ago, but here they get to prove themselves. And again, a bit of a cheer of support for Team Vitality. They're going to need every single one of those screens. Hopefully they translate into actual teamwork.
Let's hope that tactical timeout really helps switch things around. Because, yeah, this is not good. I mean, 3 defenses is definitely a good start here. Because even if they win 2 attacks in a row, or 2 attacks, it's not going to be a horrible position to be in for Team Secret going into their own attacks. This was, of course, Vitality's map pick, though. So they should be trying to eke out some kind of point advantage if they can, because otherwise, Secret look like on point. And again, they're trying to stick to the same operators they've been playing, and that just have not been working super well. So I don't know if Rafel's being the most effective here.
The whole C4 from Leon connects. Bibu will go down, and that's the sledge removed, and even face on the floor. Grenades no longer available to push Alems out of this position, as X-Kairos even having been lobbed into a reinforced wall with extra battery on it. Alems, ballsy moves here. Just trying to contest Spark at distance and takes down one of the shields and a bit of damage on the Blackbeard. This distance, definitely not something that you can easily do.
Alems is playing this so well, so smart, just burning time yet again. Even if he dies like he did last time, well, I guess Stizzy was the one who did last time. It's not a big deal here.
Oh, Lackey's holding the angle, though. He's waiting for the vault in from the Habana. Now he just falls back as Rafal has taken quite a bit of damage. Moves in, and are they sure this is clear? Yes, it is. The bandit battery being taken down as well, both of them before he gets zapped. Would have been pretty unfortunate there.
This is even better. Not only did they get the kill, burn 2 minutes of time, and get away with their life, 5 alive still. This is a bad position for Vitality to be in, especially with Rafal being the diffuse carry with such low health. There's a good chance he gets dropped, and there we go. A nice set of kills from Stizzy.
Beautiful run out from Stizzy. Secret will get 2 more. Rafal and Bride are the only 2 alive here for Vitality with 38 seconds on the clock. You can have 1 billion candelas, but they won't do much for you in this sort of situation. 1 candela, 2 candela. Throwing 1 in the hallway, 1 in the side. Low health, though, on the Ying, as BP will get 1. Go for the pickup, but Bride will get 1. Leon coming in for a kill here. Bride still alive with the bearing 9 in hand. Will face 3 players from Team Secret. 15 seconds in. Ticker comes down. He goes in against the castle, but Alems with a crossfire angle. Team Secret 4-0. Oh my God.
We are looking less and less like a potential comeback from Vitality here.
To quote our good friend Parker Mackay, oh my.
Or yikes.
Yikes.
Yeah, this is definitely a yikes situation here for Vitality for sure. Because it's not just they're down every single round so far. 4-0, nothing they're doing is working. They know Garage this time, so they can bring the Thermite safely. Maybe even have Bride play something else, but no, he's going to go for the Habana again. Line's still going to be brought up, but this time by Zephyr.
Remind you that map 1 went 6-2 in the favor of Team Secret, with 4 attacking rounds being won by the team. So here, with already 4 set on the defense for Secret, even though Coastline being different than Consulate, it still does not bode well. 4-0 up when you're playing defense is not easy at all, especially when, you know, the Buck is banned, but there's also the Echo that's banned. That is supposed to help Vitality. You know, also the fact that the Valkyrie's banned on the defense, it is supposed to help them to not ease the information gathering from Team Secret. Yet somehow, Secret every single time just run out and get kills off of it, and that destabilizes Vitality so much.
Well, we'll see. Interesting 6th pick from Babu into the Thatcher, so they really actually want to get that garage door open this time. They don't want to have to rely on Spark to peek from the yellow stairs, because we saw how risky that was for Spark last time and how much trouble he had dealing with, because stairs are Blackbeard one of his worst enemies, because they put him in a position where he's exposing so much of his body. So this is a smart adaptation to get that garage open sooner. Then if they want to attack from cafeteria, still go for it. That's fine. Just put some pressure on that front side and make them a little bit slower here. Leon going to be playing here in the bathroom. He's going to set up for a crouch height, it looks like, trying to get across both walls.
Yeah, this is a 50-50. So it's not an easy setup for the Mira to actually do it. Basically, the window will now be stuck in the reinforced wall and in the soft wall next to it. I'm not sure if he's going to continue trying to do that, as it is, again, very tricky to pull off. And you can really only do it when you're crouched in a certain angle. Leon gets, we'll just opt for a standard Mira window and a standard setup next to it with potential C4 throws. And there's just a rush from Vitality. Rafal comes in with the first one. But a repost from Stizzy. Stizzy with one more extra on to Babu. The advantage still for Team Secret. Meepy will gas out Rafal as he's down. Zephyr again down on the floor to the banner of Stizzy. Spark last man alive yet again. The rush does not work for Vitality. Take it slow, take it fast. They're unable to shut down Team Secret. The Frenchman, the last alive, that is. Valiant effort here from Vitality. Spark will try to peek in and finds the tap on Meepy, but is it enough? There's still 3 available, and Stizzy is not done racking up the kills in this round. Playing from the back of the pillar, Leon gets is upstairs to hold the angle with the Mira, and Lackey with the crossfire from the yellow stairs.
They just need to play patient at this point. Force them in the situation because Diffuser has dropped Insight in a very predictable spot. Yeah, they don't have the smoke anymore, but the fact that he's going to have to push in, he's not exactly a fast operator, and he only has 1 flash left. That's not going to be enough to stop 3 people from just pegging you with bullets.
They are trying to scare him off with just pistol shots coming in, but no one from Team Secret exposing themselves. That's the smart part. The Mira from above will spot him. Can he get the kill? Spark will get 1 shot into his leg. So he'll have to replace this rifle shield. No, he'll take it away just to be able to rush in, but Stizzy holding the angle from the back, peeks in, gets the last kill. Stizzy, absolute destruction here on the Bandit in this round. 5-0 for Team Secret. Oh me, oh my.
And this is, again, Vitality's map pick. This is not looking good. Now, again, Vitality didn't play it during the group stages, so they had given away less information. So this is just sheer adaptation and great preparation on what they could find out from Secret here. They just on top of this. Now, of course, there's a chance things and roles could reverse here going into this switching sides. Maybe going to be back on that Capitao, though. And I have to say, not just Capitao with this Firebolt, him on smoke as well has been so lethal. It's not just let's delay him. He's getting kill after kill with those gas canisters. And Secret going to use their tactical pause instead because this is, well, quite potentially the last round of this match.
Yeah, Team Secret, they're big team in Dota 2. They come into Siege, pick up this lineup, and let's just say right now they're getting their money's worth penny by penny. This squad in hand, Vitality struggling to put a single round on the board on a map that they are famous for being so efficient playing on.
Well, looks like Secret, though, unless they change in the 6th pick, are going to go without the Thermite, so they could be in a similar situation to what we saw Vitality in their first round. They could end up getting caught a little off guard. I'm sorry, their second round before. And they could end up in a situation where they lose maybe this round, and Vitality could start maybe a little bit of a comeback. But nonetheless, I guess I got to say I believe in Secret to be able to execute on this without that Thermite.
Let's just say when Meepy is smiling, you know that Secret are in a good mood.
Meepy smiles. The whole world smiles with you. Well, there is going to be a 6th pick, but not from Secret. It looks like Bibu going to go for that late mute. And we're going to see a Maestro here from Rafael as well.
Defenders, protect your bombs.
Rafael has done quite a bit on the Maestro in general in the previous plays. They'll have to excel, just like everybody else at Vitality on this map. Crowd again trying to give their energy onto Vitality, as right now it's so complicated for our French team to take down Team Secret, a rivalry that it's been stemming for quite a bit. And finally, Team Secret looking to bury it right here in Paris.
Well, let's give Vitality some energy because we have yet to see a map 3 today.
All our matches have been 2-0s. Even Obey versus Rogue, which was a 7-6.
So close.
7-6.
To seeing a third map.
So close, and yet so far.
Yeah, especially for when you've got to fly all the way back to Texas, I guess. But either way, we'll see. I do feel like this is going to be a pretty decent defensive setup here from Vitality to have the right stuff in the right place in terms of good operator choices, the ability to deny a little bit of intel from Secrets, be able to keep their positions maybe a little bit more secure from that capital of Meepy. If they can't drone them, they can't shoot them in the corner with those firebolts, but that being said, they still have a chance to open up this garage, but they're going to clear from V's office first, although Alem seems a little bit flustered.
Lem's in with the drone on the Zofia. Jaeger is looking for an angle to peek in from the main stairs. Not able to find anybody just yet. He's looking for a drone kill first before he switches over to a potential player. Lem's going in for the drone, and he spots player downstairs. Not sure if he's going to open up a hatch to contest here, but at least he'll come in from the service stairs. Now, what a lot of Zofias have been doing, at least throughout the Paris Major, is impacting the sidewall and setting up a claymore right by it in the room next to us here on the right side. And you can use that to very much trick your defensive side, as it's difficult for late rotations to work when claymores are this wall hit.
Attackers have located
Yeah, definitely going to be a problem for him potentially, but at least Lems is actually trying to bait out anyone here. He's not being over aggressive, he's just hoping he can trick someone into peeking him, and that seems like the smart play at this point in time.
And in the meantime, Secret just opening up all the hatches. And there we go. You see one more set taken down below. Team Secret just opening the floorboards here. They do bring Leon, of course, on the sledge. So helps him out quite a bit finding angles. Look at all these claymores that have been set. 3 claymores on Secret. They know Vitality love to go for either runouts and or late round rotations for flanks. Won't be given any of that. The mute, though, from Bibu will win the fight. But so little health. UND.
He is trapped, though, by that line, so he is forced to rotate and be stuck in his position, so he's going to have to try and come back for a late rotate. In the meantime, though, they do have 40 seconds left, and the ability to start to make this push. The smoke being dead here is a big, big move here, and that's going to offer a lot of denial down. It's going to be down to C4 to stop it, but Bibu gets one more kill on the Leon.
Yeah, that's now finally a Vitality for a round. They do have the manpower advantage. Bibu running in from the back. Trying to find a long angle as Meepy will get one onto Rafal. That's the headshot. Bibu, though, will refrag. How does he keep doing this? In the meantime, Diffuser won't be set here by Meepy. Though the run-in from Spark gets the kill. Lackey, the refrag, still has to deal with Vitality as Bibu finds the last kill on the mute. Vitality stay alive. They put the round on the board. And the fans explode with cheer. But it is far from over.
Absolutely, it is definitely still a situation here where Vitality are still in this for at least this round. They had a good round last time. It seemed like they were able to catch them off guard. But winning that defensive site means you can't try and trick them to not have a thermite this time. It means you're going to go to a site that's more predictable where you don't need thermite, and their attacker lineup might be a little bit better set up for that. I feel like that was a fairly good execute. It was just unfortunate that Alems lost his battle against Bibu, but doing so cost him more than his life because Bibu was able to get a second kill, and that was really the big problem, was Alems unfortunately just not going for it. He didn't actually even use one of his lifelines first to try and be able to, you know, stun him around the corner, although that might have been a little bit of a giveaway if it didn't work. Nonetheless, Bibu gonna 6th pick over to a Maestro, so he's gonna be the one on Maestro this time instead of Rafal. We'll see if that works out for him. I do think he could be pretty strong on that LMG. Definitely possible.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by
Maybe that's all that Bibu needed, just more ammo in the mag.
That's it.
It's definitely a possibility.
Well,
the amount of work that he's been doing.
Yeah. I think at this point, it's all on Zephyr and Rafal to really step up a little bit in terms of making sure they can stay in this match. Nonetheless, though, it is a team effort. And just to be able to play around Bibu in the way he's been playing so far, I'm surprised to see a little bit less clutch play here from Brede and Spark, who are generally in a pinch like this very capable, but it's just Team Secret asserting a huge amount of dominance on this map as well as the previous one, especially this map though. Unfortunately, Bibu unable to find the place to play that Evilite that he wants to. He might not really be their Evilite main, that might be Rafael, so he's going to be maybe a little bit less prepared for the setup.
Maybe he's waiting for information from Afal to tell him, you know, we need to set it up in here or in there. It really does depend. You can set up those evil eyes and mirror windows, etc. later on in the round.
Oh no.
Leon, he's not good at throwing, I'll tell you that.
Well, they're definitely not throwing this match so far.
That is true, very much to the point, Devin.
Well, we'll see if these yellow stairs can be held here. Rafael, of course, going to be trying to use ADSs to keep himself alive in here. That position is very important, but Meepy is so good on this fire, and guess what, Rafael? Your ADS won't save you from a firebolt if Meepy decides to kill you.
Lems holding the rotation angle here from the yellow stairs. Again, a very ballsy move for anyone to do. Lems repelling for this potential shot. He will protect his teammate Stizzy on the Habana. Moves in the mirror window, does get spotted, but they need to make sure there's no utility that is used to it. And there's nobody from Vitality to contest them, and there's no bandit battery that is set behind that mirror window. Very unfortunate for Vitality, as the Habana might be able to find the angle and take it out. Payday setting up with the C4s. Afal is holding the angle.
Well, they're going for the line. They're going to try and freeze him into position so they can start to actually get some kills from here, but unfortunately no one's giving themselves up just yet. There goes the fire. Does a bit of damage to Rafael, but not enough to finish the job, unfortunately.
The smart thing is he doesn't use both of the arrows, just waiting until he has a confirmation on his opponent. Oh no, they spot one in the side as they will get the C4, but a Lems frag onto Spark. And they're using the open mirror window to bait in their opponents. That is the fire, but they're looking for, they burn Payday to the ground as they'll find information on the last two. Lackey with one onto Rafal. 4v2. Bibu will though get down to the floor. Meepy with the kill on the Capitao. Zephyr to drop the diffuser on the floor. He's on his own in the main hallway, watching by the desk. He knows where the diffuser is. He finds the head of the Capitao, and yes, he'll connect out to Meepy to take him out. 1v2. He finds one more. That's a line, but no, Lackey wins it out. Lackey does a Team Secret. The win, 2-0 against the hometown heroes.